Hi there, I'm Angela.
And I'm Natalie.
And we are
Blondetourage.
Today we are doing a movie reaction. A movie that came out a little while ago, but everybody is talking about. The movie is called The Substance, directed by
Coralie Fargeat, if that's how you pronounce it. I mean, if I was going to pronounce it by the way it is spelled, I would say Fargeat. But I think it's Fargeat.
I think it is too. Anyway, let's give a little synopsis about The Substance.
The Substance follows Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, a former A-list celebrity whose career is in decline as she struggles with aging in Hollywood.
After being fired from her fitness show, she is introduced to a mysterious serum, The Substance, which allows her to create a younger, more perfect version of herself, played by Margaret Qualley.
However, the procedure comes with dark consequences as both versions of Elizabeth, her original self and her younger double, begin to despise each other.
The film critiques the entertainment industry's obsession with youth and beauty while blending satirical elements with grotesque body horror. Oh, Natalie, this movie.
I loved this movie. I haven't loved... No, I'm not going to say that because I've loved quite a few movies this summer. From Longlegs to the other
Stranger Darlings.
Stranger Darling. This movie was so different, and I loved the director's previous film, Revenge.
I remember when you told me about that, and you said, Angela, I gotta warn you, this one is a tough watch. And I watched it, and boy, was it tough. But this one makes that movie look like a Disney movie. For real.
I know. What I love so much about this director is her visual style. She has, even in Revenge, she played off a lot of color. And some of that color was gore, but the fluorescence. I mean, we can talk about the substance, the actual substance in the bottle, that like fluorescent green. I mean, the whole movie, it was colorful.
Even her bodysuit, like the pinks and the neon colors. And
it was just so beautiful to watch this film until it wasn't beautiful.
It wasn't beautiful. Pretty much, I would say, halfway through the film.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that this movie reminded me of 3 films?
Okay.
First, Requiem for a Dream.
Yes, I got that too.
Okay. The second one was The Elephant Man.
Oh my gosh, yes, me too.
Really?
100%. Yes, definitely.
Okay, and the third, Carrie. Except Carrie on crack. Am I right?
Definitely. I agree with all of those.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was still so original. I mean, those were the feelings I got, but it was so original. I mean, I've never seen a movie that really focused on the pain of aging for a woman.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because I don't know if any female reviewer out there is going to keep it as real as I'm about to get.
Go for it.
Okay. Natalie and I have been in the entertainment industry in one way or another for a very, very long time. We have done acting. We have done singing. We have done cheerleading. We have done a bunch of different things. And when you're in your prime and you're feeling good about yourself and you don't have wrinkles and you don't have to worry about how to position your face to make sure that your neck doesn't have any lines.
Right.
Or you don't have to get Botox or you don't have to get filler. Okay, when you're in your youth and that is, I mean, I'm just saying it like it is, okay?
Keep it real.
I don't care. With the comments might go crazy here, and that's fine. I'm putting it out there, and I'm opening us up to whatever. But when you're in your youth and that's happening, you feel good about yourself. You feel great. And then all of a sudden, at a certain age, there is just this shift where you don't feel that anymore.
Yep.
And I will admit, it happened to me. Obviously I wouldn't go to this extreme.
No,
but,
of course not.
It happens. And it's so unfortunate because doesn't everybody always teach us it's what's on the inside that counts?
That's right.
And it's such a cliche saying, but it is true. Like, your real friends don't love you because of what you look like.
Exactly.
They love you because of who you are on the inside. So this was very, this kind of hit home.
Definitely, for me as well. For women, I believe, they always feel like there's going to be someone more beautiful or someone younger than them or some bigger star that's going to come out and you're going to be forgotten. And it's just, I don't know if men go through that. Maybe they do, but I feel like it's a lot harder for women. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. And you know what? I know that
I think you're right.
I think we have a large male audience, and I'm curious, if any of you feel that way. I don't know.
And maybe they do go through it, but because men experience things and feel things so differently and react to things so differently, and women tend to be a little more emotional.
Yes.
That maybe they just don't put on the, give the appearance that it bothers them, but maybe it does bother them on the inside. Yeah. I don't know. But gosh, this film, it was hard to get through. And I had heard through some other people who were reviewing it, it's going to make you nauseous, it's going to make you sick. Personally, I didn't feel nauseous or sick. I was grossed out and I was horrified.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that, and I don't know, I don't really have a weak stomach anyway, but that it didn't do that to me. Did it do it to you?
Well, it's funny because I always say that I do have misophonia. I don't know what it is. It's just like sounds that irritate you. And I think part of the reason why this movie is also so grotesque is because of the sounds, not just because of the visuals. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Dennis Quaid character eating in that first scene. And that was disgusting.
So disgusting. Actually, that was the most disgusting scene in the entire movie for me.
Yes.
It was so foul. I know it got worse.
I
know it did. But that scene was so repulsive. Just the slime and the sounds and the food.
Eating with the mouth open and it was just slimy and gross.
And his character was slimy and gross, so that just made it worse. And you knew that early on.
And I also think I noticed that the way it was shot, it almost looked like, except for when it was focused on Demi, when it was focused on other people, it was almost like looking outside of a fishbowl. You know what I mean? Like where it was a little curved. So the Dennis Quaid character looked like it was odd.
Yeah, it was so like in your face and unsettling. The scene where Demi is going on the date.
Yeah, that broke my heart.
That was so sad.
And I felt that kind of stuff before because, you look in the mirror and you think you look good, and you're like, okay, for example, like we're getting ready to, we'll do our hair or something for a review. And then all of a sudden, I see you maybe and be like, oh my God, her hair looks so much nicer than mine. And I'll be like, shit, give me a minute. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Give me a minute. I gotta go fix my curls or something. It's like sometimes you can't help but compare yourself to others. And the struggle she was having by looking at the Sue character, on the floor, then looking at the billboard, and then, trying to fix herself up, and then covering herself up a little bit more with the scarf. And that whole scene was very relatable and very upsetting.
That scene, even leading up to the part that was so sad was making me anxious and sad too, because it was like she was looking at the clock and she was like trying to rush and trying to make herself look perfect, and she knew she had to go, and it was almost like that time was ticking away, just like it's ticking away in her age.
Yeah. It was like a countdown, almost like, and you know, you kind of were like rooting for the guy and rooting for her, because you knew he wouldn't have cared that she had an issue with her hand or her finger, because at that point it was just her finger.
Only a finger, right?
And you knew he wouldn't have cared. He thought she was the most beautiful person in the world, you know? And it broke my heart for both characters there.
I know.
I was like, oh, come on.
Have you ever seen Margaret Qualley in anything before?
Yes.
What? I don't recall.
Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was like a chamber piece film where she was in a room and her and another guy and she was like a dominatrix kind of. It was really good. I recommend it. But she was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
And yeah, she played one of the Manson girls, and but
she was so excellent in this, and they had to perform some pretty tough scenes together.
Oh yes.
Oh, you know what I heard? One of the trivia things I heard is that those weren't her real boobs. Yeah, they did a good job. Whoever did the prosthetics.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, the scenes were intense. Like even them kind of laying on top of each other naked. It was just poof.
Yeah,
it's
a lot to ask for an actress too, to just be vulnerable like that.
Yeah,
and just stand. You know, I mean, they exposed themselves, but whew, I mean, I thought the acting from both women, I mean, they were phenomenal in this. It was, I mean, some of the best acting I've seen. I always knew Demi Moore was fantastic, but I think this is her best role. And I haven't seen her in a while. And it was refreshing to see her come back in this type of role. Regarding the ending, I mean, everyone knows this is a body horror film. And I have to say, the prosthetics, the special effects were some of the best I've ever seen. Ever.
It was intense, but on such a different level. And the one part of the body was her face coming out of the back. The pain in her face.
I know.
It was so, my stomach was in knots. I could not, for a while after we turned this film off, I could not get that image out of my head. It kept playing over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, it just looked so painful. Everything about it. Like, for a visual to make you feel the pain that they're going through. I mean, that is so impressive to me.
I don't think that I could ever watch this movie again.
See, I want to watch it again.
Really?
Yes. I want to watch this again.
Oh.
Like, right away. I think I'm so impressed by it. I mean, yes, it's disgusting but it made me feel for these characters, and then all of a sudden be mad at them and like, what are you doing? Like, I wanted to yell at the screen so many times. I was like, for a movie to get you to want to yell at them, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a one and done for me, folks.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And we are very curious to know if you have seen The Substance and what your thoughts were. And if you haven't seen The Substance, if you're going to check it out, and then what you think about it when you're done.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen this and we just spoiled this whole thing for you, we apologize. We said it in the title that it was going to be a spoiler review. But just be forewarned, do not eat before this. I mean, or eat during it. I wouldn't. I didn't eat during it.
Yeah, anybody who gets queasy or has like a weak stomach, you're going to be sick.
Yeah.
This was by far one of the sickest movies I've ever seen.
Definitely.
And it was sick on a visual level, but also the fact that it tied into an emotional thing too made it just 10 times worse. And all that, saying all that, I still think it was a fantastic film.
Definitely.
But again,
but you won't see it again.
Never again. Nah.
That's like
I'm
Requiem for a Dream. You said you won't see that again.
Well, I've actually seen that 4 times, I think. But the last time I saw it disturbed me even more than the first 3 times. So that's why I said never again. I don't need to do that. I don't need to put myself through that again. And I certainly don't need to put myself through this movie, The Substance, again.
I need to do it at least one more time. So.
Have fun.
I'll do it by myself.
Thank you so much for watching our movie review. We are Blondetourage. Please remember to like
and subscribe.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.